Hello and welcome to the RTS Careers Fair 2024. Thank you for joining us in this session, getting your foot in the door. I'd like to start off by saying a massive thank you to the RTS for bringing us all here today. We have an amazing panel and a packed session ahead. My name is Zach Duthie and I'll be chairing today's session. So we know via the ScreenSkills report, industry has predicted that it needs another 21,000 jobs in film and high-end TV by the year 2025. For the industry to continue to grow in the UK, these jobs need to be filled by talented individuals like yourselves. But where do we find these jobs and how do you get your first break? Well, this panel may have the answers. Joining me today is VJ Davidson from Mama Youth, Vicky Ball from ScreenSkills, Helen Barnes from Banijay, Vicky Harris from Raw TV, Jonathan Gibson from BBC, Maisie Claytor from Studio Lambert, and Edie Smockham from Channel 4 and Pact. So without further ado, Studio Lambert with Maisie.
Hello everyone. This is quite scary. And I've also forgotten my glasses, so thank you. So first of all, I'm Maisie. I work for Studio Lambert. I'm the Senior Talent Coordinator and Outreach Lead, so I look after all of the running roles at Studio Lambert from our London office and our Manchester office. So first of all, hands up or a woo if you watch Gogglebox. And then if you watched the last series of The Traitors. Guys, more if you watched it. Come on. So today I'm going to talk to you about Spark. I am going to be reading a little bit off this clipboard, so I hope that's okay. So Spark is Studio Lambert's development trainee program, whereby we select one person to join our in-house development team for a 3-month initial contract. The program sparked into being in 2020 during the pandemic and is the brainchild of our creative director, Tim Harcourt. The purpose? To add fresh new voices to our development team. The application is open to everyone, to all, and our outreach is extensive and focuses on our commitment to diversity and inclusion. Diversity meaning ethnic diversity, those from socioeconomic backgrounds, and disability, seen or unseen. We know that if you have a diverse team, your output reflects this and can speak to all areas of our society. So, how do you apply? The application, so to apply, we ask that you have 3 months experience, at least 3 months experience in the industry. So that can be running, ProdSec, and that's so you kind of come into it with a basic understanding of the infrastructure of teams and TV and how it works. And this is so you have an understanding, a basic understanding of the industry. So we ask that you submit original idea, and we can give you prompts. So it might be a dating show or a survival show, and we ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself. And we then shortlist and start the interview process. So once you're selected as our Spark, you receive world-class training every week. So that could be how to write a treatment, how to pitch, how to navigate different programs to create decks, and you also have to pitch a brand new idea to our team every week, so practice makes perfect. 2 of our Sparks are still with us. One is now a development AP, and another one is a development researcher, so there is progression within the program. We are launching again in September 2024, so please look out for that on our socials. So that would be our Studio Lambert Facebook jobs page and our Instagram page. So if you think you have the next big idea, please apply. All it takes is one spark of inspiration. So yes, we're very much looking forward to your applications. And yes, if you have any questions about the program, you can find me at the Studio Lambert stall. Thank you for listening.
Amazing. Next, we have VJ from Mama Youth. Actually, we're going to go for Banijay next. Banijay, okay, yeah, we have Banijay next.
I did not realise there would be so many people. Hello.
Neither did I.
Oh my goodness. Luckily, I can't see a thing far away in these glasses, so that's really helping. Hello, I'm Helen. I'm a talent manager from Banijay, and I work in unscripted and reality, which is what the reason I do that is because I was a freelancer for 20 years before this, working across Big Brother and X Factor and 100 other entertainment shows. and I'm here to talk about our entry-level opportunities. The one we're talking about today is very similar, actually, to the Studio Lambert one. It's called Bright Bulb, and it's also an unscripted development opportunity. It's been running for 25 years, and the people who've... Sorry, I'm a little bit... it's been running for a long time, and the people who've gone through the scheme now own their own companies, they run departments, it's incredibly successful, and we're incredibly proud of it. You don't need to have any experience at all to apply for it. We're looking for people with new, fresh ideas who are going to bring something new and exciting to the company. We do yearly, like many companies, we do yearly applications. So we've actually got our latest cohort about to start with us in February. And we'll be looking again for people from June time. So our applications open in June. And if you keep an eye on the Banijay socials, then you'll find all the information that you need. You really just have to have great ideas. Those can be for online ideas, TV ideas, reality ideas. It does have to be unscripted, and it does have to be in the sort of reality and entertainment genre, which is what we're specifically looking for. I do have some information from the lady who runs the course, so I can give you a little bit more. Unscripted shows, I know it's sort of hard for us to talk in sort of certain TV language, but unscripted shows include quizzes, makeover, dating, lifestyle, Big Brothers, all that kind of thing. So if you love those shows, then it's absolutely worth putting pen to paper and trying to have a think about ideas. We take on 6 people each year, and we pay, so it's London living wage, it's a paid opportunity. And as I said, they'll be starting in February next year. There are also, we also have work experience opportunities at Banijay. If you come and see us at the Banijay store, we've got some information that we can pass on to you. We'd love to receive as many CVs from today. It's brilliant to meet so many people who are so enthusiastic about what we're doing. And enjoy your day. Thank you very much for listening.
Amazing. Next, we have Mama Youth and VJs coming up to speak.
Hi. I might just break with tradition and stand up if that's all right, because I want to move around. Okay, so my name's VJ Davidson, and I'm talent manager at Mama Youth Project. How many people have heard of Mama Youth Project here? Yay, fabulous. Okay, so Mama Youth Project has actually been running for nearly 20 years. Next year it will be 20 years. And it was all started by the fabulous Bob Clark, who basically was an editor at the BBC for a number of years. And he looked around and he thought, there's not a lot of people here that look like me. And so he wanted to start a diverse and inclusive way of training people to get them ready for entry-level jobs at various production companies, BBC, Channel 4, ITV, everywhere. Okay, so that's the story behind Mama Youth. So I've been there since the end of May last year, and I'm a talent manager. And so what we offer at Mama Youth is intensive 8-week training programs. So they're like boot camps, essentially. And they are hardcore, I'm told. I haven't been through one myself, but they are hardcore. So we recruit people, and our recruitment is open now as well. So we have a stall here as well. So if anybody wants to check it out, please do. And applications will close. The deadline is on the 18th of March. Okay, next month. So, and our training program will start in May, and it will finish in July. All right, just so you've got all of those dates. And what it is, it's an intensive boot camp, and we are looking for people that are just interested in working in media and broadcast training. All right, so we will give you all the skills, all the fundamental skills for you to make content, and you'll be in one of the 3 sort of pathways we have, which is production management. They're the people that make everything happen, or it's the editorial and content creating team. Okay, or you'll be put in the post-production team. And this year we are also reintroducing our craft roles, so that it'll be cameras and sound as well. Okay, so you'll get some really good world-class training, and you'll be making content. And I'm proud to say that the last 2 cohorts that we've had have all had things pitched to ITV, and they are now sitting on ITV platforms. Okay, we have I think 6 or 7 items that we've produced. Then, when you finish the training, you will then be handed over, providing you've made alumni status, you will be then handed over to the talent team, which is my department, and we will do our best to support you and to encourage you to apply for roles across the industry. Okay, so you'll start off, we get you to be the best runner ever. Okay, and when you're a runner, you get to learn so much from whichever department you're in. Okay, that could be an office runner, you might be an assistant, production management assistant, for example. So you'll be working, there will be lots and lots of opportunities, and it's our job to try and get you those roles into the companies across the industry. There are a lot of people that we are trying to get at the same time, so we try our best, okay? But you do have the support. We will help you with CVs, we will help you with interview prep, we'll help you and let you know about other schemes that are going that you might want to go on, and we will only ever advertise paid roles as well, okay? So when you finish the training, and the training is free, okay? So you will be offered transport costs and also travel and lunch every day, but it is 8 weeks, okay? So you have to be able to sustain yourself for 8 weeks, and it is intense, and there might be some weekend filming and that kind of thing. What we will do is do our very best to replicate what it's like in the industry, okay? But it's really good fun, people love it, and we will give you the best training that we possibly can. You'll also be invited to networking events. We'll put on main speakers and things like that for you, so you'll be hearing from professionals in the industry. So I think that's it. I hope that's helpful.
Amazing. Next we have ScreenSkills coming up to talk.
I think I've got some slides. There we are. Brilliant. Hi, everybody. So my name is Vicky, and I work for ScreenSkills. We are the skills body for the screen industries in the UK. So we provide training, placements, events, and opportunities for film, TV, games, children's, and animations. I work in the high-end TV team at ScreenSkills. So for those of you that don't know, high-end TV is TV that costs more than £1 million per broadcast hour. It's largely scripted TV, but we do also work with some natural history companies and things like that. So we are funded by the industry. So high-end TV productions pay into a big skills fund, and they decide how they'd like to use that skills fund to develop skills and training, and we at ScreenSkills deliver on that. So everything we run, everything we deliver is based on what industry want. So I'm here today to talk about two of the new entrant programs that we have as part of the high-end TV team at ScreenSkills. So the first one that I want to talk about is called First Break. So this is where we partner with a high-end TV production. It may be at any part of the UK. So we've worked all around the UK, Scotland, Cornwall, Northern Ireland, etc. Depending on where the production is filming, we look to offer paid work experience on that production for people with absolutely no previous experience. So this is a real taster work experience opportunity. It'll be paid at national living wage. It's normally 3 weeks on the production, and you get to sample a few different departments during that time. We work with where the production is shooting. So the First Break opportunity isn't open all year round and all the time. It depends where the production is shooting. We do have a First Break coming up in London, which we're going to be talking about within the next week, I think. So if you want to take my email at the end, then I can send over details once that's live. But it's about finding people that are based very locally to where that production is shooting. So, for example, if they're shooting in Yorkshire, we will work with the community around where that production is shooting to find people that are local. You have to be over 18. There's no upper age limit. You can't be in full-time education. And as I say, you have to have no previous experience. When you come on the First Break programme, there is an open event to come and find out a little bit more. We also run a training day as well, which is like an induction into working in TV. There's the paid work experience, and then you get careers advice at the end of it as well. And then you become part of the First Break alumni, which is where you will get to meet sort of everybody else that's First Break around the UK, build your network through regular online meetups, CV workshops, ad hoc training. We're currently offering one-to-one career check-ins for people that are First Break alumni. So it is a great opportunity, but what I would say is you won't see it sort of generally advertised on the ScreenSkills website because we only talk about it when we are working with a specific production and there's a specific opportunity. The other big program that we run is called Trainee Finder, which some of you might have heard of. So we open applications for this program once a year. So it's in the autumn time. So unfortunately, a little bit of time to wait before applications open again for this. And this is our program whereby you can apply to become part of the Trainee Finder cohort for 1 year. In order to come onto that cohort, you do need to have a commitment to a department and show that you really do have an interest in that department. So whereas First Break is your opportunity to just have a little taste and see what might be right for you, with Trainee Finder, we are looking for people that really know, for example, that they want to work in locations. So this year, that we just advertised just recently, just to give you an example, these are the departments that we were recruiting within. So accounts, art, camera, production office. Again, these productions are departments are led by what industry want us to recruit into, because where they sort of feel there are skill shortages. In previous years, trainees have been placed on productions, Sex Education, Top Boy, Silent Witness, lots of the major dramas, and children's TV productions as well. So I'll run through the eligibility criteria in the moment, but Trainee Finder, you would come into the cohort for a year. It isn't a guarantee of a job or replacement. What it means is you'll be part of that cohort, and every production that's paying into the High-End TV Skills Fund, if they're looking to take on trainees, they can ask us, for example, looking to take on a makeup trainee, and we might ask you then, if you're on the cohort, are you okay for us to send over your CV to that production? And we would do that, and then if the production want to interview and meet you, you'd go from there. So it's really about opening up opportunities for you onto high-end TV productions, but we also provide you with lots of training along the way. So you'll have a big induction weekend and lots of training, networking opportunities throughout the year. So it is a brilliant program. It is hotly applied for. We get thousands of people applying for it. But I'll run through very quickly the eligibility criteria. You do have to be over 18, but there's no upper age limit. There's no education requirements. You don't need to have studied anything in particular to be on Trainee Finder. You must live in the UK and have the right to work. Fewer than 12 months paid experience. So you may have had a few credits within 12 months, that's fine, but we're trying to look for people with under 12 months worth of experience. Research is really important. So like I said, if you've got a commitment and you think, actually, I really, really want to work in the accounts team for a TV show, really do your research. And you can do that on the ScreenSkills website. We've got loads of information about job roles and what they entail. We've got our career maps, we've got our job profiles, we've got our skills checklists. And there's really, loads of opportunity to find out, well, if I worked in accounts, what would I do and how would I start out? Be committed to attending the training sessions and show an interest and commitment, as I've talked about. Throughout that year, you're free to take other opportunities and keep looking for work as well. So it's not a sort of binding program. It's just, a program to open up opportunities for you, really. Top tips for application: do your research, like to talk about. Talk about your transferable skills. So we're really interested in, if you've been working in a cafe as a barista, that type of thing, what skills have you picked up there in terms of people skills, or working with money, working with others in a team, that type of thing. Really focus on those things. Why you think Trainee Finder would be great for you. So again, do your research about the program, and use examples to back up your skills. Show your passion, really. We're not people, should be people that haven't got loads and loads of experience in the industry. So it's more about you saying why you really, really want to work in the lighting team, for example. For more information, I've popped a QR code on the screen, so you can scan that. Or if you go to ScreenSkills.com, sign up to the newsletter, you will find out about lots of training events and opportunities. As I say, I'm here today representing the high-end TV team, so I've talked exclusively about our sort of high-end TV opportunities, but there's an unscripted team, there's a film team, there's a careers team, etc. within ScreenSkills. We're going to be on the stand, just on the far back in the room there. So if you want to come and find out more information, then please do. Thank you.
Amazing.
I think there's a...
Brilliant. Next, we have Rise of Raw with Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm a senior talent manager at Raw TV. We are best known for all our stuff in the factual space, kind of character-led shows like Gold Rush, and then travel logs, obdocs, and kind of stranger than fiction past tense stories that we make for a lot of the streamers. So our work experience placement is Rise at Raw. Got my notes here. And it's basically, we run it every year. There's 6 placements a year, and they're all for 6 weeks. They're paid. And it's really to try and get new entrants into the industry. We want a really diverse range of people coming to do the work experience. So people from underrepresented groups, that includes every underrepresented group, and we'll also look at people's life experience and whether they've had any barriers getting into the industry as well, or whether they do have barriers getting into the industry, and what we can do to help them. Obviously, it's open to everyone, so it's kind of diverse in the truest sense. We want it to be meaningful. So when the candidates come in, they usually spend 2 weeks with our office manager, being a runner, to start with. And that's a really, really good thing to do, because you get to know everyone in the company. And it gives you a really good sense of how a production office actually works, how it runs. And you can kind of, have a look at the different departments there. So, you can see what development are up to. We have some in-house edit suites, see what the editors are up to in there. You can go and meet people from accounts. You can meet people from talent. You can meet people working on productions. After that, 2 weeks is finished. We then try and put them for 4 weeks, either on one production, or 2 weeks on a production, then 2 weeks on another production, or maybe 2 weeks on a production and then 2 weeks in development. So it really depends kind of what's going on in the company, what productions we've got. But we want it to be meaningful. They will have a mentor who is an exec at Raw, and they will meet them at the beginning of their placement and at the end. They can meet them in the middle if they want to as well. And it's really just to kind of, get some advice from the leading expert, if you like, some of the leading experts in the industry about how you can kind of shape your career from going forward. The placements can be geared towards editorial interests, or it can be geared towards the production management side. And to be eligible, you have to be 18 or over, not in full-time education. So maybe you've come to the end of your degree or your college course, and you're now looking for your first break in the industry. And the reason we don't have people in full-time education in the middle of their course is because in an ideal world, we will try and find you a job afterwards. Obviously, we cannot guarantee a job at all, but if someone's done the Rise at Raw placement, then if a trainee researcher role comes up, for example, we would want to consider them for it. Or if another role came up, we would want to consider them for it. It doesn't have to be a researcher role. It could be like a PA role. It could be an office-based role. It could be a runner role. But the idea is that we, keep improving the candidate's personal development, kind of help them with their career going forward. Unfortunately, the application process has just closed for this year. So we'll be advertising it again probably around October, November time. And then the idea is that we kind of do the interviews around December. We kind of make decisions in January about the placements for that following year. So that'll be for like 2025 next year. So what I would say is obviously just look out for it. We work with lots of different organisations to advertise it, such as Deaf and Disabled People in TV, Triple C, the Media Trust, Mama Youth, the Network, and, so just kind of look out for it, get connected on their socials, get connected with us on LinkedIn, and, just look out for it when it comes around next time. Just trying to think what else I can say about it. We've had quite a few people do the scheme, and then we found them roles afterwards at Raw. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just trying to think if I've missed anything. No, I mean, there are tips for the application. You don't have to have any experience in the industry, but obviously we want people who show passion about working in the unscripted space. So I should say it's very much, the placement is geared towards unscripted. It is unscripted. So maybe you've got a passion for documentaries, maybe you've got your own ideas, highlight them in your application. A lot of new entrants that we have come to Raw are making their own films. If you can get access to equipment and start making your own films, that's really good. Or even if you're just doing it on your phone. It's kind of really about showing the willing and the passion and the interest in kind of working in this space, and just trying to get any experience you can, either while you're still in education or looking for a job, and kind of getting involved as much as possible.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Next, we have the BBC coming to speak.
I need a clicker as well.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Right. Hi, everybody. My name is John Gibson. I'm part of the BBC Academy's Early Careers Apprenticeship team. So, as you can imagine, being part of the Academy, we offer a lot of apprenticeships across the whole of the BBC. In areas that you might expect the BBC to be involved in, like journalism and production, but also in areas like business and digital tech and engineering. Lots of people think, quite rightly, that the BBC is involved in journalism and production, but we're also now a massive tech company. If you think of things like the BBC iPlayer, that requires a lot of specialist engineers and support from individuals that work in areas very different to our traditional kind of journalism and production roles. So, let me take you through some of the apprenticeships that are available in the BBC. I'm just highlighting some of them now. As you can imagine, the BBC gets thousands and thousands of applications for different roles, in particular entry-level roles, every year. The good news is we take on hundreds of apprentices every year in all of these areas. So, for example, in journalism, you can become a journalism researcher or a journalist apprentice. You can work in production. You can work in everything from accountancy to becoming a solicitor at the BBC. Probably not the audience here today. But let me go through some sort of specifics. So, in greater detail, journalism, production, and business. These are some of the roles that we have available, and you can see the L number in next to each of those roles. So we take on everything from level 3 production apprentices. Those are school leavers, people that have come straight out of school and fancy an opportunity working for the BBC, right through to level 7, so postgraduate apprentices who've perhaps got an existing degree and want to come into the business at that level. These are some of the roles in our data space, for example, at the moment. The reason the one is highlighted in red is that role is actually open for applications at the moment. It closes on Valentine's Day, the 14th of February. But if you fancy being a broadcast and media systems technical operator, those are the people that kind of work in galleries and things like that, then that opportunity is available to people at the moment. I just thought it would be interesting to give you a sense of how an apprenticeship at the BBC works. You need to be 18 when the apprenticeship starts, but you can apply at age 17. All of our apprenticeships are paid, so you get a salary. That's around £20,500 outside of London. It's about £26,000 in London, including the London living allowance. As per all apprenticeships, 80% of the work is carried out on the job, and you do 20% of your time, so a day a week, studying. Our apprenticeships range from 18 months to 4.5 years. You can do a degree apprenticeship at the BBC if you like, and we have lots of varied entrance criteria. Lots of our apprenticeship programmes, you just need a GCSE in maths and English. As long as you've got a grade C or equivalent in each of those programmes, you can join the BBC as an apprenticeship. And the good thing about BBC apprenticeships as well is that once you've got your foot through the door, most of our apprenticeships also lead to a permanent job at the end of it. So aside from production apprenticeships, where lots of the industry is based around kind of short-term contracts, we match that expectation. Most of our other roles, so things like everything from journalism through to production management, those are continuing contracts. So providing you don't mess up the apprenticeship, you get a job at the end of it. No pressure at all, no. We are a very diverse and inclusive employer. We're disability confident, and diversity really matters to us as well. We, as you know, basically charge every household in the UK to watch telly and consume content. So our workforce needs to be as representative as the audiences that we serve. So it's really important that everyone can see the BBC as a place for them. Tips for applications? Well, read the application, kind of obvious. Show your passion. Show what transferable and technical skills you have. I'm kind of emphasising what some of the previous speakers have already said here. Give examples to back up what you've stated you can do. So kind of don't just talk about what you think you can do. Give examples of when you've done that. Also state why you want to be an apprentice and why at the BBC. And then why you, specifically. Always an interview question that pops up. And most importantly, be yourself. People always ask me what we're looking for at the BBC, and we want people who can tell us what they're going to bring to the BBC. We want this opportunity to be about as much as you bringing stuff to us as what we can teach you. So that's really important. If you want some more information, we've got a QR code here. We've also got a stand upstairs, so feel free to come and talk to us about that. But what I thought I would do now is hand over to my colleague from Studios, who actually deals with our apprentices and works with our apprentices on the daily basis, who can talk about what those schemes actually involve. I'll hand over to you.
Am I on? I'm on. My name's Trina Adler. I'm head of talent in Factual at BBC Studios. BBC Studios is kind of like a super indie that's connected to the BBC and makes content for the BBC, but also makes content for lots of other people as well, just so you know the difference. We make content for a whole range of people, Netflix, Apple, try to think, the BBC, obviously, Channel 4, ITV, Channel 5, lots of different people. So what you get when you come to us is a bit of an experience of lots of different things, depending on what we're making at the time. So I've got a little pick and mix of things that we offer within Studios. I don't have a slide deck, but I did get the memo about leather trousers. So, and I might just sit down so I can read my notes properly. Anyway, we are running a number of initiatives. We do have apprentices at Studios, which range from level 3 to 5 apprenticeships. We also have degree apprenticeships and higher apprenticeships. What I would urge you to do is to come to our stand. We've got a stand with some representatives from across studios, scripted and unscripted. And you can come and scan a QR code, and that will give you all the information that you need, sort of further details about when to apply and that kind of thing. Sadly, the apprenticeship applications did close in January. I understand they start in September, but there will be more next year, so have a look out for those. We run a couple of, or we have run last year, and we're hoping to run again a couple of different initiatives which help people get some practical experience within TV. Not necessarily a first step. These are more for people who have worked, taken their first step in TV already, but are looking to improve and retain. We're looking to retain them and to develop their skills. So one of them, the first one is the Production Management Accelerator Program, or we call it PCAP, and that's for people who are looking to forge a career within production management. It's designed for career changers and people with transferable skills. So you might be employed in a different industry, but you are one of those super organized people that wants to work in production management who, when you go out as a group of 12 for a pizza, you're the one that wants to split the bill. That's the kind of person that we're looking for. That was created in January 23, and it's a 12-month program. It's a combination of bespoke training with practical on-the-job experience, and it's embedded within a variety of genres, so lots of different experience of different places. There's training sessions each month within that in the form of masterclasses and workshops. And by the end of the program, what we aim to do is to launch people into their production coordinator careers, into that role, feel really comfortable within that role so they can go forward. We also have the Assistant Producer Accelerator Program, or the APAP initiative, as we call it. That offers 12 researchers 1-year contracts to work within BBC Studios, and they work across all different genres. So the different genres put in bids, and we have like a person in podcasts or a person in factual entertainment. There are people in natural history, entertainment and music, documentaries, specialist factual, science as well, and it's all over the country. So London, Cardiff, Bristol, Salford, and Glasgow. They all receive bespoke training. You get they do boot camps, they call them, which sounds really sinister, but it's actually kind of fun. They learn things like scripting, storytelling, pitching, development, self-shooting. And they also learn some of the sort of softer skills to equip them for the rest of their career, such as leadership, team management, mental health awareness. These are all things that are really important to us to develop people into the leaders of tomorrow, if you like. By the end of the year, they will be equipped to go into assistant producer level roles. Now, the criteria for that, I know you've probably got lots of questions, but the criteria for that program is that you'd be a researcher with 3 credits, I believe. You can look up all the details on our site. Now, last year, we opened applications in May and started the 12 APAPs in September. We haven't announced yet when we're going to open this initiative, so just keep your eyes peeled and come and scan the QR code. Couple of other things to mention. We are part of the BBC Get In initiative, which offers taster days, and that will give you a bit of information about whether you're considering an apprenticeship or you want to hear more about our training or what it's like to work at the BBC, that sort of thing. You can look that up on our careers page. Drama and Comedy they're launching a training academy for the multi-award-winning Scottish drama series River City. I'm sure you're all watching that avidly. The training academy began in August 23, and it's now open to new applicants. So if you're interested in that, have a look. Participants get access to classes and workshops. They work on filming units, and they'll learn in hopefully a no-pressure environment to learn all sorts of skills about working in scripted. We also work with BBC Elevate. I don't know if you're aware of this program, but it's a kind of it's a program which aims to progress the careers of mid-level TV production people and it does so by giving people placements between 6 months and a year on a variety of different programs. So we've had people on Elevate. I think they've been on Strictly, Great British Menu, on The Wheel. So it's not necessarily only BBC Studios productions, it's across the industry. Ready Steady Cook, Rat Game UK, and other programs as well. Dream Big is a initiative which provides new entrants with their first job in children's TV with paid placements at a range of leading production companies. So find out more about that if you're interested in children's TV. And what else? Talent Works is another area that we participate with, who work with scripted and particularly to develop writers. So if that's your bag, have a look at that. There's also RAD Scotland, which we work with. It's an organisation called TRC that we place trainee researchers in the base in Glasgow via TRC. And it's in particular a traineeship for people who would love to work in TV but haven't been able to find a way, or they might have faced a barrier to entry. So it's an 8-month traineeship within a Scottish independent television production company, us included, and that includes full training. We haven't announced, I think, the next set of dates, but if you look out for that, if you're interested, that would be great. And also just to mention, we partner with lots of people. So we partner with Mama Youth, we partner with Grierson Doc Lab, with Creative Access, and we do sometimes offer placements through them. So do go and find out about what they have to offer on their stands and come and see us. We've got our QR code and a new system, which is super exciting, which we're just launching, which will get your details. If you scan it, you can put your details in, and then you can lodge your CV with us, your availability, the kind of things that you'd like to do, what sort of career you'd like to follow, and that will put you in touch with us, and we can keep in touch with each other as your careers develop. Thanks very much.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you. Cheers. Next, we have Edie from Think Bigger.
Thanks, everyone, and thank you very much for particularly those in the back who are standing. We're almost finished. I'm the last, I promise. I represent Think Bigger, and the two programs I'm going to talk to you about. The first is a London-based program through Pact, and Pact is the organisation that most independent production companies, or indies as they're known, belong to. And that will open for applications probably the end of March, beginning of April, and there's some companies that you've heard from today who are on that, including Studio Lambert and Banijay. And that last year offered 19 different opportunities, anywhere from a runner to a researcher to working with Ridley Scott's company. There were all sorts of things. So some people were looking for production assistants, people who wanted to work in production. Other people were looking for runners. People were looking for researchers. So it's a fantastic opportunity. It's 6 months paid placements. It's a very competitive process to get into. All of the placements start in September, but we will open applications in March. It's quite a complex application process. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you're watching out for it early on. People have gone on from that scheme to do all sorts of wonderful things, and it's been running now, I should think for about 10 years, Maisie. I'm probably making that up, but I think it's been running for about 10 years. So it's really, really well established, and it's a great sort of opportunity. It has a great system of inclusivity, so we've got lots of help and support to do your applications. There's an interview process that takes place at the companies, and I would say, because I think it's actually important to say, because I've done a lot of early careers recruitment, is you learn a lot about the television industry and what people are looking for by applying to these programs and schemes. You really do learn about the industry. So I would suggest you spend your time looking at the programs that people have suggested on the panel today. So Pact has somewhere around anywhere from 15 to 20 opportunities in London. In Glasgow, we also have opportunities. That's a slightly longer program of about 8 months. And again, that looks for anything from runners to researchers to production assistants, trainee production coordinators, offers again a program of training and paid work. And that will open slightly later this year. So I think that will probably open in July and it will start in October. The other thing that I do as part of my company at Think Bigger is I manage Channel 4's production training scheme. I don't know if anybody's heard about the Channel 4 production training scheme, but it offers opportunities every year, sometimes twice a year. This year, we will open applications for that probably around the 28th of March. That's a very, very competitive scheme. This year, it will be totally devoted to the nations and regions. So if you happen to be from outside of London and you want to stay where you're living, please give it a look. Again, it has a mixture of researcher and production coordinator. So if you want to work on the production side of things, as Trina said, if you're the organized person who likes to split the bill at the end of the night, then you're definitely a production person. If you're the person thinking about what the restaurant and where everybody works at the restaurant and how they got there, you're probably on the editorial side. And there's lots of really good information on our website at Think Bigger, which tells you and it sends you to other websites like ScreenSkills, which has a brilliant website for kind of figuring out what bit of the industry you want to be in. So altogether, I think off the top of my head, we've got something like 45, 50 opportunities outside of London and about 20 opportunities within London. And as I said, applications, just keep your eye open. All the starting dates for the London bits of those schemes are September and slightly later for the Glasgow ones.
Amazing.
All done.
Cool. Thank you. Can I just get another round of applause for our amazing panel, please? Yeah. I think it's fair to say that there are some incredible opportunities open for every single one of you in this room to really grab hold of and take. But we've got around 10 minutes now to have any questions, so I'm going to open it up to you guys on the floor. Does anyone have any questions? We do have mics for anyone. There you go, right in the front. Amazing.
Yes, I can stand up. Hello. Oh, that's very loud. So I've applied to a lot of these schemes, and I think I've had interviews for some of them. And I just wanted to ask, once you're getting that interview and your CV's getting through to people and they're seeing you, how do you make yourself stand out in an interview? What's your best advice for kind of young people having those initial interviews with production companies?
I just want to say as well, I didn't actually mention, but our training program, Spark, is an unscripted development training program. Obviously, we predominantly make unscripted shows such as Race Across the World and Naked Attraction, Four in a Bed, Gogglebox and The Traitors. So yes, how do you get yourself noticed in an interview? I wanted to say the most important thing, if you are, for instance, you send your run a CV to me, I get back to you, we book in a Teams. The most important thing is that you watch TV. I know that sounds really, really obvious, but if I ask you, what are you watching? What do you love to watch? First of all, do you know the shows that the company you're speaking to makes? You know, if I see someone quickly looking up the internet, oh, do you make Gogglebox? So you have to know which shows we make, and ideally you have to like watching them, hopefully. Also know your audience. If you're speaking to an unscripted company, obviously we are open to people that want to work in scripted and on an entry level. But, you know, if you just say, I want to work in scripted, that's my love, that's absolutely fine. And we can try and, recommend places for you to go. But just know your audience. And also, I know I said you love TV, but, if you don't love TV, then that's just, this industry is about all of us loving content, putting TV on and having it as our friend, our babysitter, something that's been with us throughout our lives and has actually helped us. So yeah, please watch TV, watch everything, scripted, unscripted, and come to us with your top likes. And also things you don't like. If you don't like something, tell us why you don't like it. It's fine to say, oh, I don't like this, but why? So yes, just come prepared, know what you love to watch, know the shows that we make. And good luck. And please do send your CVs in to me.
I was wondering if after hopefully getting the internships and stuff like that, how it would work with some of the companies to get sponsorships for visas. As an international student, that's genuinely my biggest barrier to getting into the industry. I was wondering if you had any advice on that or what the company's sort of actions are on that.
Can you answer something? If not, I'll back again.
We do, at the BBC, offer some opportunities for international applicants. The issue we've got, particularly with apprenticeships, though, is that in order to be eligible for an apprenticeship, you have to have been resident in the UK for at least 3 years. And because we fund our apprenticeships through what's called the apprenticeship levy, so basically as a large employer, we pay a load of money to the government, and then we get that money back through the apprenticeships that we offer. So they're kind of quite highly regulated. So although international students can do an apprenticeship, for example, they can't just come straight to the UK. They have to be resident in the UK for at least 3 years, and then they're considered alongside everyone else. Apprenticeships are our main kind of way of sort of sponsoring new talent. So I don't know whether anybody else on the panel has got other means by which sponsorship opportunities are offered. No. Yeah. But so there is hope out there, but you just need to be resident in the UK for 3 years first.
Thanks.
Amazing. Do we have any more questions? Right at the back there.
I was just wondering, obviously this is really heavily TV based. Does this still give you options to go into different parts of the industry, like the music industry, like making the videos for that, the film industry, or is it once you're inside the TV space, you're stuck in there in some regards? Or is it very constrictive? Can you work around it? Can you get different opportunities out of it?
I would say the training that we offer at Mummy Youth Project, we've had alumni that have gone on to work in all different spaces. It has all been pretty much in the screen industries, but it's not just working in TV or film. You know, it has been working on commercials. It has been working on music videos, etc. So no, but what we're doing is we're giving you the skills that you'll need within any of those genres that you want to work in. So no, you won't be just stuck in a TV. Okay. Yeah.
And sorry, can I just add to that as well? So in terms of our production apprenticeships, we take on around 90 apprentices each year in the production space. And they are, as I think I described before, fixed-term contracts. So we are actively recruiting individuals that won't just work for the BBC long-term, but will actually kind of use that training opportunity to really go out there and explore opportunities in every field, from music videos to any type of content. So, we see our role really as preparing the future generation, not just for the BBC, but to be part of that wider creative industry as well, and I think that's really important.
Hello everyone, I've got a question. I'm a content creator, so the field I want to get into is more like unscripted TV. So like, what tips would you suggest for me to get into that field? That's basically the question. So so to clarify, someone that inspires me is like Nella Rose, so more like game shows, quizzes, and more fun content or reality TV.
So yes, in terms of at Studio Lambert, we make a lot of kind of competition reality shows, and obviously we're known for our well, I'd like to think we're known for our games. We recently just put out Squid Games: The Challenge. So in terms of kind of starting out, we'd say obviously everyone starts as a runner, and it's about gaining that experience on location, because I guess sometimes you go into this industry thinking you want to do one thing, and then you look at someone else and you think, wow, what are they doing? I really would like to do that. So I think getting experience, I know it's kind of obvious thing to say, is the best way. And in terms of when you're on location, it's about kind of picking out those teams that you kind of are interested in, and, you know, on a downtime, how did you get into it? I'd love to do games. Work experience is a really good thing to do at any company, to meet people, to get your contacts up. And also always be thinking about games that you might put forward or pitch and how they would work practically. Because I think a lot of the time, you know, it's easy to say, I'd like to do this and I'd like to develop this show, but how is it actually going to work in terms of a whole big team coming together? But really, I guess the answer to your question is just to try and get as much kind of entry-level running experience as you can, ideally with the companies that make the shows that you want to work on. And then kind of finding your way through there. But yeah, we're always open to people who want to work in the competition space, especially games. So send your CV in.
Amazing. So if you guys do have any more questions, every single one of our panelists does have a stall outside, so I'm sure they'd love to answer them later on. But anyway, thanks for everyone for coming. It's been a great session.